right, hello, happy Wednesday. So today we're going to be going over IXL G.2, comparing information from two informational texts. So on Monday we talked about different points of view, but now we're just going to be taking information from two texts. And the best way to do this is we're going to be going over some examples today. So let's get started. Today we'll be reading two different texts, and we're going to find details about the text, and we're going to be comparing them to each other. So let's go over about reading a text about gardening. So remember, what it says here is we need to select the two details that are included in the text. So the first thing I'm going to do is read the details, because then maybe we'll be able to point them out in our text. So detail 1, pesticides can be dangerous to people. Pesticides and cages are good ways to solve a pest problem. Pesticides have strong chemicals. So we're going to be talking about pesticides today, and we learned that from our details. But we're also going to be talking about gardening, which goes with pesticides. So pests are gardeners' worst nightmare. So that's going to be like bugs or rats. Those are kind of like pests that can come in and they can ruin the plants or eat the plants in the garden. But don't worry, there are lots of ways to take care of these unwelcome guests. A cage around your plants will keep out bigger pests like rats, but stink bugs and other smaller pests can climb through cages easily. Remember, they're small bugs, so pests can be big like rats or they can be small like stink bugs. So many gardeners use pesticides. Pesticides have strong chemical mixtures that get rid of insects quickly. Next time you see a pest munching on your plants, try using one of these solutions. So the solutions they talked about was a cage or using pesticides, which is a chemical, a strong chemical mixture that gets rid of the insects quickly. So now we have to just select two details that are included in the text. So pesticides can be dangerous to people. We didn't read that at all in our text. They never said anything about people, so I would not click on this one. Pesticides and cages are good ways to solve a pest problem. Well, that's the two things we talked about, and I can look back in my reading and find it, and that's how I know it's the right answer. Because we see a cage right here, and that will keep out the bigger pests, and then down here we have pesticides, get rid of the insects. So I would click on this one. So I just made it darker to notice that I clicked on it because that's the answer we're picking. And then pesticides have strong chemicals. They also said that in our text, but before I click on the answer, I'm going to find that the text says that so I know that it's right. Up here, pesticides have a strong chemical mixtures. So remember, we want to make sure we're double checking our answers. So then we're going to fill in our blank here. So now we see that these two details are included in the text. So now we're going to read another informational text. And these are the details we picked. And we double checked our answer. Make sure that we keep doing that with reading. So now we're going to read a second text about gardening. And we notice we have the same details below. Pesticides can be dangerous to people. Pesticides in cages are good ways to solve a pest problem. Pesticides have strong chemicals. And we're going to have to select two details that are included in the text. So first, let's read our text. Pests are no fun. They eat your fruits and vegetables, and they can even kill your plants. Many gardeners use pesticides, powerful mixtures of chemicals, to get rid of pesky bugs. But these dangerous poisons are not the right answer. So again, this is a different point of view than our first author on the same subject. Yes, they kill pests, but they can also hurt helpful bugs like ladybugs. You may even accidentally eat these unhealthy chemicals because many plants soak up pesticides from the soil. Be kind to yourself and the earth and think twice before picking up the pesticide. So this had a whole different point of view. This is saying how pesticides aren't good. they hurt the good bugs, and you can even ingest it because the plant soaks it up. So now we have to select 2 details that are included in the text. So pesticides can be dangerous to people. Well, yeah, because you may accidentally eat these unhealthy chemicals. So we're finding the answer, I'm finding the detail in the text that I just read, and it just says that you could accidentally eat it. So we're going to fill in our box here. After we found the answer proof in our text, and then pesticides in cages are good ways to solve a pest problem. This text is actually encouraging us not to use pesticides, and they didn't talk about cages at all. So that one was not in our text. Pesticides have strong chemicals. Well, we see right here it says it's a powerful mixtures of chemicals. Powerful and strong are kind of the same. So I would say that text would have been, that detail is in our text. So remember, I went back, before I clicked on my answer, I went back and I found it in my text so that I can double check my answers. So we just read the two gardening text, and we found details about them. Now we're going to compare them. So this is what we ended up with. Pesticides can be dangerous to people. Our text 2 said that. Pesticides have strong chemicals. Text 1 and text 2 said that, so they both agree. Pesticides in cages are a good way to solve a pest problem. Only our text 1 said that. So, who would likely agree that gardeners should avoid using pesticides? Would it be text 1 or text 2? So avoid means they should not use it. Well, author 1 says that it's a good way to solve a pest problem. So they would not agree with not using pesticides. So again, it would be our author 2 text. He agrees that you should not use pesticides because it can be harmful. So I'm going to put my little square there to know that this is the answer I chose. Because as we can see here, he says it's dangerous to people, so he would agree that we should not use it in our gardens. So today we're going to be going over we're going to be reading 2 different texts. They're going to have different points of views, and then we're going to be comparing them. All right, so make sure to take your time when you're reading and double check your answers. All right, thank you and have a great rest of your day. Happy Wednesday, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, 3rd grade.